Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and comment down below what you think of this video or any new ideas you may have for me in my future videos. So without further ado, we're just gonna get right into it. Before we do get started though, I did want to address this race war that we have been going through since forever. Basically, it has taken a huge toll on the Black community because we're tired, y'all. We're so tired, and we don't deserve this. Because of the color of our skin, we do not deserve to be treated unfairly. We do not deserve to be treated like we don't belong here. We don't deserve any of this because we are great and we are beautiful people. We're beautiful, Black, bold people who innovate and create and make changes in this world. I just want to say, you know, take a self-care day and think about how you can help contribute to this major issue that has been going on forever. Since forever, okay? And they continue to try to suppress the Black community and try to act like it's not a big deal, but it's a very big deal coming from a Black woman. Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys are doing great. I'll also leave some resources for the current petitions that are going on right now and other things that you can do to help support Black Lives Matter and also help donate to the Black Lives Matter cause. And yeah, without further ado, I just want to thank everyone for full support during this time, and everybody that is understanding what we're going through, and everybody that is really being here and genuinely lending a hand to help the Black community. I just want to thank you. So without further ado, this video is going to be a budgeting goals / tips video, and I feel like this is very important, especially during this time of COVID-19, which is still going on, and this time of this race war and the Black community actually building something for themselves ground up. I feel like your finances have to be in order for us to build wealth, in order for us to take over, you know what I mean, in order for us to grow and really be all about the Black community and all about growth in the Black community, because we deserve this. So I feel like this is the perfect time to put out this video, long overdue. So without further ado, we're going to get right into the video, so stay tuned. Okay, so I have here a list of 12 steps that I would say to have a successful budget and keeping the right mindset to sticking with your budget. And also, I will tell you guys my budgeting goal personally, and maybe it can help someone out there. So we're just gonna dive right into it. The first tip I have for you guys is to calculate all of your income and expenses. So any income that you may get, even if you only get like $20 a month from a side job, or plus your full-time job plus another source of income, all your income, sit down and really calculate that. And also sit down and calculate all of your expenses for each month. So now you're gonna subtract your expenses from your income, and you're gonna look at that difference, and then you're gonna now tell yourself what to do with that difference in the income. So once you do that, you can start with your budget. I strongly suggest doing your budget on an Excel spreadsheet, which you can do a VLOOKUP. And if you don't know what that is, it's kind of tricky to learn, but you can Google it on how to learn it, or you can simply, because it'll help you, because usually with VLOOKUPs it's a formula, so it'll help you automatically subtract once you put in your expenses from your income. Or you can simply write it down. If you're old school like me, I do both ways, but I mostly do like writing things down on paper, because I feel like I can feel it through my pen and I'm gonna remember it more when I actually sit there and write it down. So if you want to do that, you can, and I strongly suggest becoming organized in that sense with your budget. So the first step is writing out your income and your expenses, and then going from there. So the second tip I have for you guys is to write down every category you can think of for your budget. So when starting your budget, you want to make sure you write down every bill. Do not miss a bill, even the ones on auto pay. So for instance, if you're paying rent or mortgage, and if you're paying a phone bill, electricity, water, gas, and all of that. Just write it all down, write it all out, and do not forget anything. And if you do need help with that, you can always go back to your bank statements to see what you spend monthly and what is it going to. It's usually not that hard to figure out what you purchased. When you look at your bank statements, they usually have the name of the company there. So that will help you if you have a hard time remembering all your bills. So you can get more organized. You gotta sit down, write it all in one place, okay? Great, you got that down, and let's move on to the next tip. So like I said in tip 1, when I said to write down your income and expenses, for tip number 3, you're actually going to sit down and subtract your expenses from your income. And once you have that leftover income that you do not have to spend on your expenses for the month, you're gonna assign that money as well. So what I mean by that is, in order to be successful in your budget and really account for every penny that you make, you're gonna assign every dollar. So every dollar in your bank account or in your safe or wherever you have your money needs to be assigned in order for you to have a successful budget. Otherwise, you're gonna have money that you're spending elsewhere you're not gonna have accounted for, and you're just gonna lose track. So we wanna stay as strict as possible, and we wanna stay as consistent as possible when we write down this budget, because you want to assign every dollar so that can help you with your budget. So if you're saving for something in particular, you can add that to your category as well. Just make sure you assign every dollar, and it's self-explanatory because it's all written out, and you will not have to spend money on a purse that you thought you could buy when you really couldn't because it's not in your budget. So yeah, I highly recommend doing that. Okay, so my tip number 4 is to set a goal to be debt free. If you are not already if you're already debt free, then you can skip to tip number 5. If you're not debt free, I highly suggest to set that goal to become debt free. That should be the main goal, because when you become debt free, all of that money that you're owing to pay off student loans, to pay off these credit card bills, to pay off any other kind of loan that you may have, can be your money now. You're no longer tied to anything and owing anybody any money. So that way you can feel more financially free, because your money is actually your money besides your bills. You know, you can't get out of your bills. You don't have to be paying that, because honestly, you're investing in your credit card when you can be investing in yourself. So I highly suggest that you come up with a plan to become debt free. And I learned most of my financial tips from Dave Ramsey, which he is the reason I started on my financial journey, because this is the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I highly suggest reading this book if you have not read it already. He also has another book called Financial Peace, which I did not read, but I read this one and I'm all in, you know? And it took me forever to read it. And I finished it this year because I just recently started getting into books and reading a book every month. So I finished this book, and it's really cool because everything in this book is very informative, and it's very honest. He's brutally honest, and I love it because it literally has where you can do a debt snowball, which honestly, if you get the book, all of this will make more sense. But debt snowball, basically Dave Ramsey has these baby steps. He calls them baby steps. And so the first step into getting out of debt is to become current with all of your creditors. So become current with each payment. If you're behind on payments, you cannot start paying off a lot of debt in lump sum. So you have to become current. Once you become current, the second thing to do is to have an emergency fund of $1,000. Now, if you're a person who saves a lot of money, and you probably have like maybe, let's say $20,000 in your savings account, and you're saving it for a rainy day or maybe for a house, who knows? But if you're in debt, if you have $50,000 in debt or $10,000 in debt, you can actually pay all your debt off with $10,000, still have $10,000 in your savings, and be debt free. It's like, why not pay off your debt? Why hold $20,000 in your savings when you're $10,000 in debt? Or even if you're $50,000 in debt and you have $20,000 in your savings, you're that much closer to becoming financially free and not having to pay all this interest. Just pay all your debt, and it really will be a great feeling. I have not made it there yet, and I plan on making it there yet in 2022, June 2022 to be exact. So exactly 2 years from now, I will be debt free completely, including student loans. So that's my mission, that's my goal, that's my biggest financial goal. So yes, if you're a person that loves to save and you cannot let go of all that money to pay towards debt, then you really have to let go of that mindset that you have to save all this money, because it's literally just sitting there waiting on you to spend on something else to stay in debt, because you are still in debt. No matter how much money you have saved, if you have debt, then it doesn't matter, because you still owe a creditor or you still owe people. So I highly suggest only saving $1,000 for an emergency fund only, and paying whatever else you have in your savings towards your debt. And that's the way Dave Ramsey says to do it. And it's very scary, I know, because a lot of people like that cushion and they like to have something to fall back on. That's a very hard step for a lot of people to do. I know it is. So yeah, once you save that $1,000 and you start paying on your debt, you're gonna feel so much better. And once all your debt is paid off, you can actually start a full funded emergency fund, which is about 3 to 6 months of your current expenses. So once you do pay off your debt, then you can build your emergency fund up more. But the $1,000 is just for now, just for any emergency only, okay? So that's what he explains. And then he gets into the debt snowball, which is how to pay off your debt. He suggests to go from smallest to largest debt. So you write your debt down from smallest to largest. So for instance, I recently paid off my car 2 weeks before my birthday. I know, I'm so happy about that. But yes, I recently paid off my car. Don't plan on getting a new one at all, no time soon, okay? So after I paid off my car note was about, I think, $160, I believe, a month. So once you pay off your car, you're gonna go to the next debt. My next debt is a credit card bill, which is $700, which is not too bad. And that $160 I was paying on my card note, I can now put towards my credit card bill. And so that way I can start paying off my credit card bill faster. So hear me out. Just because you paid off your car does not mean that that money you was paying on your car note is free money. It does not mean that. That is a lot of mistakes that we make as a whole. Do not mean it's free money. It needs to go towards that debt, towards your savings, towards your emergency fund, whatever you need to put it towards, it needs to go towards, I highly suggest it going towards your next debt. And that way you can quickly trickle down on all your debt and be financially free. If you want more information on this, I can give you guys a link to the Dave Ramsey podcast, or I can give you guys a link to buy his book. Or if you even reach out to me, I will actually buy the book for you, because that's how much information I believe is in this book, and that's how much it has helped me out with my mindset and with thinking financially about things for the future and building wealth. So I would love to go. I can talk about this book and a debt snowball and getting out of debt for so long, but I'm not gonna go that deep into it because this is not a debt video, it's a financial budgeting video. So we're gonna move it along to tip number 5. Oh, and by the way, no, I am not getting paid at all to to shout out Dave Ramsey or his book. I do not have sponsorships or anything like that for Dave Ramsey. So I just strongly believe in the information that he has put in there, and he does have Christian values as well. And so I really do like his approach with tackling your financial peace and your financial freedom. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna go to tip number 5. So if you're in a position, for tip number 5, if you're in a position where you are making less than your expenses and you are constantly trying to keep up with the next bill and you're drowning, if you're in that position, because I've been there before, I highly suggest increasing your income. You are not going to be financially free if you're constantly trying to catch up to the next bill, because you're gonna always be behind unless you increase your income. And what I mean by that is get a second job. I know you don't want to work at the mall at a watch store, because that's what I did. I worked at the mall at a watch store. I did not want to work there with a whole bunch of teenagers, but I did it. You gotta put your pride aside, get a second job, because when you get a second job, you can increase your income and it will help you become financially free until your situation gets better. I don't think I'm too good for any job. If you're gonna pay me right and treat me right and I'm good, then I'm gonna do the job. I need to increase my income. So you cannot be prideful in that sense. Get a second job or get a better job, a higher paying job. Get that promotion, work hard for that promotion. But until you get that promotion, get a second job, increase your income. Start selling t-shirts out your trunk, start selling coffee mugs, start selling hats. I don't know, just increase your income. You're creative. You know you're creative. I know you're creative. So you can increase your income, okay? And that way you won't be drowning. Because hear me out, I've been there and it sucks. It is not a great place to be because it's not long term. You don't think of it as long term. You set a goal, you set an end date, you work your butt off, you work that second job like no other, you save all that money, do what you gotta do to catch up with your bills. Once you're good and you can actually start saving your emergency fund and then you start paying off your debt, maybe you can let go of that second job, or maybe you may love that extra income so much that you may stay, okay? So just think about that and do that because it doesn't get better. I thought it was gonna get better, but it really doesn't. Tip number 6, we're moving on to tip number 6. Decrease your expenses as much as possible. I kind of talked about that in tip number 5, but this one is more so for people paying off debt. If you're in this stage of paying off debt, you make enough to pay your bills, but you're constantly going on trips or you're constantly buying the newest clothes, the newest shoes, the newest purses, then I highly recommend decreasing your expenses and putting the money that you're spending on material things that does not add value to your life towards your future, towards paying off your debt, saving, putting money aside. If you need a new car, I suggest buying a cash car. So does Dave Ramsey. Okay, buy a cash car, do what you gotta do to get around, but do not get any other loan, especially while you're in debt. Please don't get another loan at all, really, in life, but especially while you're already in debt. Don't get another loan. Don't add stress to your life, okay? Do what you have to do, make sacrifices, because being financially free is all about making sacrifices. You have to want to be financially free for yourself. No one else can do that for you. So you really have to want it to make those kind of sacrifices and have that right mental attitude towards being financially free. I highly suggest developing a minimalist lifestyle, which you don't need a lot of things that you think you need. So I highly recommend just sitting down, think about it. Make sure that the things that you're spending your money on is actually adding to your future. And if it's not, find a way to cut it out or find a way to minimalize it. So I'm done preaching, y'all. Well, for now. We're gonna move to tip number 7. Okay, so tip number 7 is to go over your budget every single day. Okay, no one is that busy. You can sit down and go, if it matters to you, you can sit down and go over your budget every day. Go over it, make sure you're sticking with it. Gonna bring up Dave Ramsey again. He suggests the envelope method where you write groceries on the envelope, you put the grocery money in there. Spending cash hurts more than swiping your credit card because you're seeing the cash leave your hand. Versus a credit card, you don't really see it. Just have it in cash, put it in envelopes, get you a little safe or something to keep it safe if you're scared about having cash. And I highly recommend the envelope method, which will help you with your budget as well. So once that money is gone, you're like, gotta wait till next month, or maybe you could take from somewhere else and that's like another budget that you don't really need, and then use it on eating out or something to treat yourself. But if you gotta move some things around, make it work, make sure it still all adds up, and be realistic with yourself. If you know that you cannot go out to eat with your friends, it's okay to say no. If they're truly your friends and they want what's best for you, they will understand. They will not be upset, but just saying, you have to know when to say no, and your real friends will understand. You don't have to make everything. You don't have to make an appearance at every event, especially if it's costing you money and it's coming out of your pocket and you can't keep up. You don't have to go on those vacations if you cannot afford it. So I'm talking to myself as well, because I have experienced this as well. I have gone through this. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm actually here with you. I want you to feel me, because I've been through this. I've had that mindset like, oh, I don't want to let my friend down. I really got to go. I want to support her. But at the end of the day, it's hurting me. Like, I have to do what's best for me first. That way, when I am in the position to support my friend, I can actually 100% support her without feeling that guilt of, what am I gonna do about my phone bill? What am I gonna do about this? Because this money is for a bill. You know what I mean? So just really be realistic with yourself. Even if you are a person who does not get paid every 2 weeks, or if you have a salary job, or if you're an entrepreneur and you never know what you're gonna get paid, take the lowest average of what you've made so far and make your budget off of that. Do not overcompensate, because when you overcompensate, you're get in trouble, okay? Don't overcompensate. Be realistic with what you have and what you can afford to do. At the end of the day, me having a Louis bag or a Gucci bag or whatever bag, or Chanel bag, It's not gonna make me look more, it's not gonna make me more successful. It's not gonna, you have to tell yourself these things because it really, it's society sucks. Like you compare yourself to people, all this other stuff. I'm going off topic. Anyways, I really just want y'all to understand that you don't need all of the materialistic things to add value to your life, okay? We're gonna move to the next tip. My tip number 8 was to learn how to say no, which I already said. Learn how to say no when you know that you can't afford something. Learn how to say no. Practice it with me. No. Hey Jasmine, you wanna go? No. It's easy for me to say no now. I used to not say no or feel bad for saying no, but I say no a lot. Ask my friends, okay? I love them. They know I love them and they love me, but I say no. I do. I have stuff to handle. You have to get yourself in order. So learn how to say no, or learn how to let them know. Be honest. That's our problem. We're not honest with each other. Be honest with each other, because the person you're potentially trying to keep up with are probably trying to keep up with another person. So all of us are trying to keep up with somebody that doesn't exist. Does that make sense to y'all? I don't know. I can go on all day about this because I've lived through it. I've been that person. I am that person growing into a different person. So just learn how to say no. Tip number 9, make sure you stick to that strict budget, okay? Don't set the budget just for it to look pretty. Actually go over it and stick to it. No matter what. No matter what comes up, if it's an emergency, that's what your emergency fund is for. Make sure it's an emergency, okay? You want to go on a vacation, it's not an emergency. Car trouble, honestly, it's not an emergency. That's supposed to be in your budget. You should have money towards your potential car trouble every month, or car issues, or car maintenance every month. So that should not be an emergency unless it's something that is uncontrollably expensive and you were not seriously planning on that. But for the most part, you should include that in your budget. So yeah. Tip number 10. All right, my tip number 10 for you guys is, it should have been number 1, but you know, it's number 10. So it's to read the Bible. If you're a spiritual person and you believe, and you're a religious person, you believe in God, read the Bible, study the Bible, go over scriptures about finances, go over scriptures about tithing. Make sure you include tithing in your budget. Yes, 10%. 10%. That's all he asked for, is 10%. Make sure you include that in your budget. It is hard to stick to a strict budget when you're not used to sticking to it and you're used to having fun and doing whatever you want. Make sure you are staying focused and you stay motivated. In the ways that I stay motivated when sticking to my budget, I'm not perfect. I still make some mistakes. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I still make mistakes. I still may want to buy some running shoes just cause. I also reflect on that and feel bad for it later on. I have been doing great so far, and I feel like you can do great as well. So just stay motivated. Listen to podcasts about financial freedom. Listen to motivational podcasts. Go on YouTube. They have so many motivational speeches on there that help me. I actually work out to motivational speeches on YouTube. That's how motivational they are, and it actually helps your mindset. You have to want better for yourself. If you don't want better for yourself, then this is gonna be a hard journey for you. So I highly suggest just reading the Bible, studying the Bible, just listening to motivation every day, having to hold yourself accountable, having someone to hold you accountable, having friends or a support system throughout this journey. Do whatever you can to be successful in this journey, because it's very important that you build wealth for your future. It's very important. My tip number 11, once you are out of debt, which I have not made it there yet, build wealth, invest in your future, okay? This is where this is also what it goes over in the Total Money Makeover book, how to build wealth after you get out of debt. So I can't speak on that right now because I am not out of debt and I'm not investing, because I have another goal right now. So once I reach that goal, then I can talk to you guys about investing and building wealth. But for now, you know, I'm not able to speak on that. But make sure you do it correctly, and make sure you're doing what's best for your future in all aspects of your life. And then don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to treat yourself here and there, and don't forget to celebrate the small victories. So even if you just paid off a $200 doctor's bill, you still have the right to celebrate that. You still have the right to be happy about that and be proud of yourself about that. The small victories are what keeps you going. So just remember that. And lastly, tip number 12 is to give to others that you see fit. Of course, if you are paying off debt or you're struggling and you're not able to give to them spiritually, give to them, pray for them, give to them your time or attention or your support, your anything. You can give in many ways, and giving it's a way to connect with people and be there for people. And you know, you just need a great support system during this time, and it's a very tough goal to reach, especially getting out of debt, because that's not something that people always shine a light on. So just make sure you are a giving and loving person, and you care about others, and don't forget about the people around you. As long as you focus on yourself and keep that tunnel vision and make sure you go after your goals, go over them every day, then you will be okay. You will be perfectly fine. That is all the tips I have for you guys today. I do have a lot more to talk about. I could talk all day. I didn't want to talk you guys' ear off. I just wanted to go over those things. Those are the main things that I thought were important that I should pinpoint. I just wanted to say, make sure you guys, if you do need financial help, use your resources. Reach out to anyone that you are comfortable with and ask them how to set a budget if you're not sure how. If you're not even sure where to start and your bills are up over your head and it's out of arm's reach, ask someone for help on how to start and where to start. And also increase your income. Once again, increase your income. Okay? There's no excuse. I know it sounds harsh. There's no excuse why you should not be able to increase your income. You should go hard for everything that you want in life. Do not hold on to that self-pity and that feeling sorry for yourself. You have a little bit of time to do that, but then it's time to bounce back, okay? You cannot get stuck there. You cannot stay in that. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know it was a lot of information. If you feel as though I did not go over something in depth for you and you want more information, or you have any questions for me, I promise I will respond. Reach out to me, comment, or you can DM me on Instagram at JasmineCrabtree_. And I will be more than happy to help you guys if you have any questions. Also, I just want to say, as for the Black community, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. The way I was raised, I was not raised on building wealth or raised on how to control and be financially free. I was not raised like that. I have not seen that in my life ever. And I'm not blaming that on my parents or anyone that raised me. I'm just speaking from someone who wasn't taught that. It's never too late to take control of your finances and take control of your life, because you can not blame anyone, because the information is out there. So if you want it bad enough, you will find the information. I highly recommend you really let go of the old mindset and the negativity. Think positive and just really go out and really search for what you want in life. Have that right mental attitude to keep going. And it's all a mental thing, y'all. It really is all in your mind. If you tell yourself you can't do something, 9 times out of 10, you're really not gonna do it because you're not trying, and you're really telling yourself you can't do it, so you actually believe it. I believe in God. He wants you to have a great life. He created us to be great people, not mediocre, not anything less than, and you have to remember that. So I love you guys, and I really, really hope you guys are taking care of your mental and staying safe during these times of COVID-19. And also, write it down, draw it out, paint it, whatever you have to do. But Black lives do matter. I love you guys. I'll see you on my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe.